Hello viewers, I am Sanjeev Pandya welcoming you to another episode of the Tax Time Show. As you know, this is the show brings you all the latest that you need to know about the taxes. What are the changes happening and what are the new rules by IRS or Department of the Treasury and what's going on. As you all know, stimulus packages is the talk of the town lately, and there has been changes every day occurring regarding stimulus packages, and all the updates and information and the news that we get it from Mr. AJ Kumar, CPA and MBA with Size CPA Services, a firm located here in the state of New Jersey with over 20 years of experience in personal as well as corporate accounting, full-fledged accounting firms, Size CPA Services. And here is Mr. AJ Kumar with us in this episode. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you, Sanjeevji. How are you?
Good. I am well, and good to have you with us.
It's my pleasure.
I am well, and I just hope the situation gets better here in the USA. You know, one is a pandemic, and as we are filming this episode, obviously protests and riots are going on in the country, which we really don't need at this moment.
Absolutely.
But let's just hope for better days to come. When we hope for better days to come, let's start or let's rather have as much information possible regarding PPP in this episode, okay? PPP, changes been occurring into this PPP. You know, last week we talked about PPP and whatever the latest changes were that you give us. Now this week, there are more changes into it, PPP loan forgiveness.
Absolutely.
So let's start with that.
So PPP, Paycheck Protection Program, is more like a moving target. A lot of small businesses got a lot of money under this PPP program. Now we are getting a lot of emails from our viewers. Everybody has the same question: how do I maximize my loan forgiveness? So in this episode, we want to talk about what was the rule, what's the rule currently, and what are the proposed changes that might be the new rule. So you can maximize your PPP loan forgiveness potential.
Interesting. Why are they changing these things? Why so many changes occurring? And some are already approved, and some you said that already proposed, not approved yet.
That's a great question. So the intent behind the PPP program was to help all these small businesses to be able to rehire the employees, to be sustain the business.
Right.
Now, after they created the rules, the regulations, a lot of small businesses realized that the rules are too restrictive. Nobody knew how long the coronavirus is going to last. Initially, in March, we were thinking it's a 2-week situation. It's a 3-week situation. You quarantine for 2 weeks, everything is good. Now we are in June, and corona is still here. So a lot of these timelines, the deadlines had to be extended. So it became a situation when there is a lot of request to change the rules, to flex the rules. That's why this became a situation when the rules are changing so frequently.
Absolutely. All right. So let's start with this one. You know, PPP as we know now.
So if you remember, when the PPP was approved, when the PPP first came in, small businesses were given 56 days from the date they received the money to use it, and we called it as a qualified period. Now under the new rule, and it's already approved, this 56 days doesn't have to start from the day you received the money. You can align your payroll period to 56 days. Let's say, for example, if your payroll is paid on the 15th of the month and at the end of the month, and you got the PPP funding on 5th of the month, you can assign, you can align, okay, instead of counting from 5th of the month, you can choose to count from 15th of the month.
Achha.
So they have changed the qualifying period to align to the payroll cycle, as opposed to what it used to be, 56 days from the date of receiving the money.
Okay, from 5th to 15th, the example that you just gave, it has to be in the same month, right?
The next pay period.
The next pay period.
Right.
Okay, but it would most likely fall into the same month.
In theory, you got the money on 28th, and you are paying on 22nd, 7th, 22nd, 7th. In that example, we can consider 7th as the next pay cycle.
Okay, understood.
So you can align your 56-day period to the pay cycle. The same thing can be done for other qualified expenses. For example, you pay the rent at the end of the month, and now you got the money on 2nd of the month. You can align your 56-day period to the next utility bill cycle. Same thing with electricity, same thing with other utility. So the period has been aligned the 56 days that we talked about doesn't have to be from the day you receive the money. The 56 day can start from the next cycle of your expense.
It's a little more flexibility
It
added
definitely
into it,
is.
which is very, very helpful to small business owners.
Absolutely. Along the same lines, initially when the PPP rules came out, the rule was the expenses must be incurred and paid, meaning the rent has to be for this month, paid in this month. Now under the new rule, the expenses could be incurred or paid. What it means is, let's say you pay at the end of the month, from 1st to 15th, you are paying at the end of the month. So the pay cycle, the pay period is 15 days behind. It's very, very common to have salaries paid 7 days later or 15 days later. In that case, the incurred expense is not the paid expense.
Gotcha.
So they have relaxed the rule that the expense could be incurred or paid during this qualifying period.
Okay, good.
And the other changes they made, initially the rule was you must have 75% expenses towards the payroll and 25% expenses towards the other qualified expense, rent, mortgage interest, utility, travel, etc. Under the new rule, and it's again a rule, it's not a proposed change,
Okay.
it has already been approved. Under the new rule, you can have the qualified expenses up to 100% for the payroll only. The rule has been changed to say the minimum payroll expense is 75%. It doesn't mean you can only use 75% towards the payroll. Your actual payroll expenses could be as high as 100%. But the minimum expense, and most probably, is going to change. We'll talk about it in our next segment.
Okay.
What's been passed by the House, what's been considered as the Senate rule. But currently, right now, we know at least 75% of the money needs to be used towards payroll. That being said, more than 75% can be used towards the payroll.
Okay, understood. Rehiring remains the same, that you have to show that you really tried in a good faith to bring that employee back in case if employee decides not to come back.
Absolutely. So the concern over there was, what if somebody doesn't want to come back to work only because they are getting $600 additional under PUA on top of the unemployment, and now they are getting more money sitting at home as opposed to the money they were earning while they were working. So a lot of these employees do not want to join the work, and they are making up the story, we are scared or we are apprehensive.
Or they may change a career path. They may go
Absolutely.
somewhere
It
else.
could
You know,
be
that
any
could
reason.
happen to you anyway. So that remains the same. That you have to
Absolutely.
show that in a good faith you try to bring that employee back. Other qualifying expenses.
So other qualifying expenses have been expanded. Initially, we did not have the lease expenses. Initially, you could use the mortgage interest, rent, or the property lease where your office is. Now they have expanded the lease definition to include the copier lease, the fax lease, the water cooler lease, any sort of lease, any sort of office business expense, recurring business expense that you have is a qualified expense.
Interesting, very well. So that's a PPP as we know now.
These are the rules. These are the written rules.
These are the written rules, and thank you for updating it and with the minor changes. And small business owners who are watching this show, I hope you made a note of it. And should you have any question, as I always suggest, send us an email, texttime@tvasiausa.com. Mr. AJ Kumar or Science CPA Services will personally reach out to you. Once again, it's texttime@tvasiausa.com. When we come back after the messages, we actually got more regarding this PPP loan forgiveness coming your way. So please stay with us.